Well, hello and welcome everybody to the New Health Conversation. For the censors who do a great job at the community guidelines, making sure that no one's making outrageous claims. At the New Health Conversation, we always assure you nothing that we share with our audience is not backed by peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. It's in the public domain, so everybody gets to see it. We make no claims. We read from the reports. We have nothing to sell. There are no products. We offer free weight loss, health benefits for free. It's all about education. This is an educational site. There's nothing to buy there. There's nothing to sell. So we always like to let you know that don't worry, we're not making any outrageous claims. They're all backed by medical science. So hello, Jack. Hello, user. Hello, Chris. So real medical proofs, 20 pounds in 30 days. The thing that I'd like to do, this is a podcast, and I want to expose the absolute pitiful results of diets that you're on. Now, this may make you mad, but you need to understand that there's no diet out there now. As a matter of fact, 2/3 of you on whatever diet you're on are going to gain more weight than you lost. We're looking at an apocalypse, according to Johns Hopkins Medical School. In 4 years, they project 86% of you will be overweight or obese. Does that sound to any of you like diets are working? What we do, we're researchers. We're nutrition researchers for 23 years. We don't give you opinions. The only thing we're going to share with you today are the actual facts. Fortunately, this new protocol that she's on is now published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. They're calling it the breakthrough, the silver bullet for weight loss and health all time. And the researchers who created this are ranked the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. It took them 100 studies, 40 years to finally figure out what would work. Not just that you could lose weight rapidly, but you could keep it off. Look, she lost 20 pounds in 30 days. It's free medical proof. You can go to the website, see it right there, the New Health Conversation. That's the website. And then also you get free coaching. Let me emphasize that, free coaching. I see these other people trying to sell you recipes, $500 a year, and then $40 a month for coaching. Recipes aren't going to help you. I'm going to prove it to you through the medical studies. We're going to show you how pitiful the real results. What are the real results of diets? Would it shock you to know that in a 12-month period of time, the average weight loss is 13 to 18 pounds across every kind of diet? So some of you are losing about a little over a pound a month, and some would be losing, that would be 1.5 pounds a month, 18 pounds in a year. And that's across all diets. Whatever promises you've been taught, it's all nonsense. And 2/3 of you are going to weigh more than when you started. Now that may make you mad, but someone's got to bring sanity to this and show you the medical proof. Hello, Sonia. Hello, Helen. Hello, Madison. Hello, Jana, I guess it is. Priya, DISC. Hello, everybody. Are you interested in finding out how you can change your life? Are you at least open to the fact that I don't care what diet you're on, you're going to end up weighing more weight than you did when you started, or 2/3 will weigh more than what you did? Diets don't work. Calories in, calories out. It's complete nonsense. And when you look at the reviews draws from meta-analysis and landmark studies that demonstrate that traditional diets yield pitiful average weight loss, 12 to 18 pounds in a year, and 25 to 40% of what you're losing is lean muscle mass. This is medical research. It's not we have no products to sell. So it's not like we're promoting a product. We don't have any products to sell. Basically, what these researchers did, they did it with regular food and a new way of eating that you all would have the opportunity to see here in just a moment. So again, I don't understand why more people are not curious about real medical proofs. Lose 20 pounds in 30 days. Maybe you think it's fake. Maybe you think it's photoshopped. If you do think it's photoshopped, you're absolutely on the wrong podcast. So Ro or Mother Earth, would you like to know how in the world they're doing this? And actually, we understated her numbers, I just realized. She actually lost 21.2 pounds, 38.75 inches in just 30 days, with no exercise, by the way. None of these people were allowed to exercise because they didn't want exercise to be an outlier. Otherwise, you say, well, it was diet, hours gone already. I don't understand. Maybe some of you can help me, that when you first see this, if you don't mind putting it in the chat, are you skeptical? Do you think it's not real? Do you think it's unhealthy? What would you say would be your main comment about it? So now we're down Mother Earth, it's you and me. But again, if you're really looking and making a change in your life, I'm more than happy. 10 kilograms, Jackie, 10 kilograms. It's 10 kilograms, just to let you know. So she lost basically 10 kilograms in 30 days. I see what you're asking me. Yes, absolutely. So who else would like to ask me a question? Jake, is it Jake's or Jake's, I guess, Johnson, I'm sorry. And then we have Mother Earth and we have Pamela and we may have some other people. So let me explain to you how they did it. So the people who invented this are rated the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They had done 100 studies over 40 years, thousands of people, and proved one thing: no diet worked long term. I've got the proof here that traditional diets, shockingly pitiful weight loss in 12 months, the averages are 13 to 18 pounds in a year. She lost 21 pounds in a month. In a month. Which one would you rather? This is all the diets. They listed them. Mediterranean diet, 9 to 15 pounds in a year. Low-fat diets, 11 to 15 pounds in a year. Time-restricted eating, 11 to 18 pounds in a year. Low carbohydrate, 13 to 18 pounds. High-protein diets, 15 to 22 pounds. And worse, 25 to 40% of everybody on every diet lost lean muscle mass. So when they lost 16 pounds, 25% was lean muscle mass. That's what's happening to all of you. You got it, everybody? You understand? So here's what the researchers did. They said, we got to abandon calorie counting. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. Why are you counting calories? So what they did instead, they said, we're going to find food. See, the biggest misconception out there is that calories in, calories out. Calorie deficit is why you lose weight. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. Do any of you actually know what a calorie is? If you do, put it in the chat for me. So what they did, they said, we're going to go find foods where the number only one criteria was not calories. It was how much nutrition was in those foods. And they put together a grocery list that you would get. You'd take it to your grocery store. And so whatever you spent on food last month, you're only going to spend 25 or 30% of it this month to buy proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. But that only represents 25 to 30% of the food you're going to actually buy or eat in a month. The other 70% of the food is going to come from these other researchers who'd gone around the world to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition. Okay, so that's what she was going to eat. Then they created a new way of eating. Yeah, I'm not misspeaking here. It's so advanced, the U.S. Patent Office granted them a registered trademark for a new way of eating. What did they find? Well, 5 days a week, they let her have 4 meals a day. She started with the world's most, what the researchers called these foods from around the world, the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint of view. As a matter of fact, unless you're on doctor's prescription for low iron or calcium, you need absolutely no whatsoever, you need no supplements at all. This covers everything. So what happened was that 5 days a week, she was eating 4 times a day. She started with the world's most perfect meal, lunch from the grocery store, dinner from the grocery store, and a 4th meal from the world's most perfect meals. So you're going to eat 4 times a day. No one's hungry. No one's hungry because it's not based on calories. It's not based on deprivation. It was based on giving you adequate or above adequate amounts of nutrition. See, the only way you can ever become hungry in your body is not from calorie counting. It's from nutrition. Does this make sense to everybody? Your body has no idea what a calorie is. It's the dumbest thing anybody came up with. And this whole calories, I just saw someone on TikTok showing you an app on AI that'll calculate your calories. Well, that's great for AI, but your body has no idea what a calorie is. It's the dumbest thing people are doing. We've all fallen into that trap. And then you look at the results of these traditional diets, it's pitiful. In 12 months, the average is, the low amount in a year was 13 pounds. The most anybody lost in a year was 18 pounds. She lost 21 pounds in a month. And this, look at Amy, Julie, 35 pounds in 37 days. That's 7 pounds a week, everybody, or 3.5 kilos a week. Are you kidding me? 35, that's 17.5 kilos in 37 days. You think any diet's ever done this? No way in heck, no way. So the researchers then said, okay, 5 days a week, 4 meals a day. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store. What? No food. Only these, the world's most perfect meals from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America. But this time, they had her eating 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half to 2 hours. The diabetics in this, no one had insulin spikes. Now, here's the part that should excite all of you. I know you're all jazzed up. I'm explaining to you now, Jakes. I know you're all jazzed up about the amount of weight that they lost. So let's review. 30% of the food that you would get, you get a grocery list. You take it to your grocery store, wherever you live in the world. The other 70% is not at your grocery store. It's not even in your country, typically. These foods came from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. They represented huge amounts of nutrition. And based on that, 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day, starting with these exotic foods around the world, lunch from the grocery store list, dinner from the grocery store, and a 4th meal after dinner, 5 days a week. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery, only these exotic foods around the world. But this time she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half for 2 hours. Now, here's the part that's so amazing. This was the most comprehensive medical evaluation of a diet, nutrition, or health program ever. They did extensive medical research. The pounds were almost the least important thing, or the kilograms. First thing they did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis. They did body composition. They did lean muscle. They did blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, brain function even. And what they found, the reason that she shrank so much, or the reason that she lost the 21 pounds in a month. Yeah, that's correct, Jeremiah. You're exactly right. We'll get to that in a moment, Jeremiah, I promise you. But let me finish here. So what they found, this is, to your point, Jeremiah, they proved unequivocally this is removing chemicals from the body, because we're storing them in our fat cells. In case you all didn't know, you're drinking, breathing, eating chemicals. All of you, if you're adults, you have about 1,000 chemicals embedded in what's called your visceral fat. Your visceral fat's the fat around your organs. That's why you all complain about how much fat you have on your body. Like everybody, on day 1, look at her stomach on day 30. That's with no exercise at all. But they got the medical proof. Do you understand this isn't hyperbole on my part? They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis proving that this is removing chemicals from the body. Okay, now let's keep going. The other thing that they measured, this is the first time this ever occurred in medical history. They measured inflammation. It came down 25% in a month. And in case any of you didn't know, inflammation is the underlying cause of every disease out there. What else did they find? Hunger came down 40% in a month. It makes sense. See, you've never been hungry for calories. The only thing you could ever be hungry for is lack of nutrition. It's just that simple. It's not up for debate. That's what it is. All of them, I got so many medical studies over here, I just don't have time maybe to get to all of them, because some of you get bored or you'll jump off. All I can tell you is this. Here's what you need to understand. Traditional diets deliver shockingly pitiful weight loss. After 12 months, the average weight loss on diets is 13 to 18 pounds in a year, and 25 to 40% of what people lost on any diet is lean muscle mass, okay? One of the things they proved that these people gained 6 to 9% lean muscle. They weren't allowed to exercise. They lost no water weight. They lowered inflammation. They lowered hunger 40%. But the diabetics in this, they were able to decrease the need for insulin went down 41%. And their doctors, under the doctor's supervision, cut their meds by 50% in 30 days. I'll show you a diabetic right now. Look at this. 65-year-old man, 40 pounds, 20 kilos in 30 days. But look at his A1C, everybody. Went from 8.4 to 6.4. Triglycerides, 242 to 124 in 30 days. When are you all going to wake up? I mean, all these reports breaking down the meager results by diet group from least to most average in 12 months. Want to hear what they are? So Mediterranean diet was 9 to 15 pounds in a year. Low-fat diets, 11 to 15 pounds. Time-restricted eating, total nonsense, by the way, nonsense. 11 to 18 pounds. In a year, they're telling you to lose 20 pounds in a month. It's a complete lie. This is the medical proof. We don't give you opinions. High-protein diet was the best, 15 to 22 pounds. But that's in a year. He lost 40 pounds in a month, everybody, in a month. And then, and worse, 25 to 40% of the weight loss on any of these diets was lean muscle mass. And then they went on to say things like, 2/3 of everybody on every diet that we studied gained back more weight than they lost. Other studies don't look at body composition. This is going to change. This protocol, which is called R2M, race to maintenance, is going to change the world. Well, look at that. He's 65 years old. He lost 40 pounds in a month. Does that interest any of you? And there's only 2 people left. I can't believe it. I just cannot believe it. I just gave people the evidence. No diet works. This does. And they don't think enough of themselves to be on here and listen and find out how in the world this is occurring. And then we got this guy, look at 45 pounds, 60 inches in 30 days. And then my friend's daughter, 60 pounds in 3 months. And she, like all these people have kept the weight off now for 8 or 9 years. You need to know that as well. It's totally sustainable because maintenance is so simple. You just have the world's most perfect meal. So let me, okay, hold on. So, my point is that this is sustainable. And maintenance is so simple. You just have the world's most perfect meal for breakfast every morning, which I did. I'm going to have lunch in a little while, and then I'll have dinner tonight. That's it. It's really pretty, it sounds too easy, but it's really easy. But again, most of you would lose as much weight in 4 days as in a month of diets or more. I mean, my God, some of them are losing a pound a month. And the most anybody lost was about 1.5 pounds a month, everybody, a month. So 1.5 pounds is basically 24 ounces, 24 ounces in a month. This is not my research. You've got to wake up, everybody, and understand that diets are miserable, miserable, miserable failures. My God, it's just, the review draws from meta-analysis, landmark studies to demonstrate that traditional diets yield pitiful average weight loss, 12 to 18 pounds in a year, and 25 to 40% of what you lose on any diet is lean muscle mass. These studies completely debunk the calorie counting myth, showing that the body does not recognize or care about calories, calories in, calories out. It's a miserable long-term failure because the body relies solely on nutrition for fuel, not arbitrary energy units. Stop counting calories. Oh, by the way, title, study, Harvard Medical School, Stop Counting Calories. This is Harvard Medical School. The idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not only antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. Drop the calories notion. Stanford said it's time to concentrate what's in the food, not how much food we're consuming. That's exactly what these researchers did to create these results that no one's ever seen before. I just told you that a massive analysis across all the diets between 11 and 18 pounds in a year. And she lost 60 pounds in 3 months. Based on those numbers, she'd be an old woman by the time she got 60 pounds off. Plus compliance. Who the hell wants to go on a diet to lose basic, 20, what did I say? It was 16.8, 24 ounces. So you're losing 6 ounces a week on a diet. That's it. 6 ounces a week. Does that excite you? No wonder people can't keep it off. And what we're looking now in 4 years, 86% of you are going to be overweight or obese, according to Johns Hopkins Medical School. That's not my opinion. Salome said, Ackman, I'm saying hello to you too. So who else would like to ask me a question about it? Jeremiah, that's a good approach. You're starting out in the right way. Yes. Who else would like to ask me a question? What I just find fascinating is that we're presenting the only real medical evidence. Unless you think that losing 11 to 18 pounds in a year on a diet makes sense. But those are the numbers in the medical studies. And then you have people like Medicare telling you, Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. In our review, our researchers reviewed studies of long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment of obesity. The study showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. I read to you in the summary from these researchers. I mean, I've got the results of the various diets. How much do you lose in a year? Don't believe this nonsense you're seeing on social media with no proof. They'll make up whatever story they want. The difference with us, this is all published in the 10 biggest medical journals in the world. These results. It's not something I made up. But how many of you would be excited even if you could do, look, the least, look at this. Medical proof, 20 pounds in 30 days. 20, that's 5 pounds a week. You're talking about losing maybe 1.5 pounds a month at the most, in a month. I mean, come on, you know how long it would take you to lose 20 pounds? All of you, if you were going to lose 20 pounds, how long would it take you? According to the studies, it's going to take you more than a year. This is insanity, what we're doing. Why are we doing it? And most people, they won't even hang around long enough to find out how in the world did they do this. It's not a diet. And we provide, look at that, medical proof. Free medical, that's the New Health Conversation. Free medical website. There's nothing on that site except the medical proof. Do you all see it there? Proof, the medical. And then you get free coaching. We all got coached. This is not a diet. This isn't about, oh, here's a bunch of recipes. I mean, people are selling you recipes and they're charging you $500 a year and then charging you $40 a month to coach. Look at free coaching. We coach you for free. And we're the only ones on all, why? Is anybody else showing you medical proof of anything they're telling you? Oh, they're nice people and they're giving you opinions. There's medical doctors and PhDs and, I mean, it's just nonsense. All you need to know is in 4 years, they project 86% of you will be overweight and obese, and 50% of those people will be pre-diabetic. Am I making any sense at all to the people that are still here? People come on and they don't stay. I don't understand it. I see these other websites where they're writing on whiteboards. They don't have any medical proof at all. And they're promoting things like time-restricted eating, which is a total nonsense. Let's see, let me find that one. Okay, so time-restricted eating in a year, the weight loss was 11 to 18 pounds in a year. They're claiming you lose 20 pounds in a month. Who are you going to believe? The medical research or someone giving you an opinion? By the way, what are the credibilities of the people telling you? My understanding is that there's no medical proof behind. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to disparage people. But there's no medical proof. I've been a nutrition researcher for 23 years, and I'm honest enough to say it's not my research, but we're bringing you the research. Well, look at it. She lost 20 pounds in a month in 30 days. And it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Why do you not believe that, all of you? Who doesn't believe that? Yeah, I have chronic fatigue syndrome. Yeah, Jeremiah, I think it's Jeremiah. Oh my God, chronic fatigue gone away on this. We've got so much medical proof, it's not even funny. But yeah, and a big part of it is because you are storing chemicals inside your fat cells and you have no way to get them out of you until now. This is proven. They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis proving that this helps your body remove the chemicals inside of it. So does anybody want to know? You're coming on here and people aren't staying. Well, I guess a few. Lindsay stayed, Afufo. Would you all like to know how are they doing this? How is it? It's not a diet. It's a detox. And in case you didn't know it, we're living in an amazing toxic world. Jeremiah pointed out the chemicals and preservatives in the food here in the United States are killing people. Not up for debate. You see them starting to remove some of these ingredients, the red dyes and stuff like that from our food that have been there for years. They never should have been in there in the first place. Do you know we use about 10,000 chemicals in the production of food in this country? Do you know how many are legal to use in food in Europe? Less than 400 out of 10,000. Hopefully they're going to make a big change and make sweeping changes. Does anybody think we're getting healthier as a society? When in 4 years they're saying 86% of you will be overweight or obese, and 50% of those will be pre-diabetic, 50% of our kids are overweight, and a third of them are pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetic, which in children 25, 30 years ago didn't exist. There were literally no cases. What are we doing to ourselves, everybody? What are we doing? So Lindsay or Afufal, would you like to know, or Salome or anybody, would you like to know how they did this? It's just amazing. I always feel like we have the only answer, the only secret, but we have the only medical proof. We have medical proof. They don't. They're just giving you opinions. I'd love for anybody to put in the chat, tell me a diet you think that works. Tell me what you think works. Because keep in mind, Jeremiah, they were not allowed to, they didn't work out, so that's not true. They were Fitbits to prove they didn't work out because the researchers didn't want a work. Otherwise, you say, well, it was diet and exercise, and that's why they're losing all this weight. But look at all these people. Julie, 35 pounds in 37 days. April, 60 pounds or 30 kilos in 3 months. And then look at this guy, 65 years old, 20 kilos or 40 pounds and 52 inches in 30 days. But look at his blood work from 8.4 to 6.4, triglycerides 242 to 124. And then look at Andy, 45 pounds and 60 inches in 30 days. His A1C from 7.9 to 6.2. LDL, bad cholesterol, 120 to 59. That's in 30 days, everybody. You think any diet's ever produced anything like this? Again, I know we have new people coming on. Would you like to know how they're doing this? Because it's not a diet. It has nothing to do with counting calories. There was no exercise allowed. It's a detox. And in case you didn't know it, we're living in an unbelievably toxic world. 2 months ago, they came out, they're now finding microplastic in our brain and in our coronary arteries. Also in our fat cells, they're finding herbicides and pesticides, Scotchgard, Teflon, flame retardants. These chemicals and toxins in our world are entering our body, and your body and my body, to protect us, is taking that chemical and stuffing it inside our fat, but specific fat around your organs called your visceral fat. This protocol, they did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis, proving This is removing chemicals from the body. The internet. There we go. Sorry about that. We get lags every once in a while. Don't ask me why. Maybe too many people, maybe the server's a couple minutes. But you have to understand, it's not a diet. It's not about counting calories. So it's not paleo, keto, or any of those things. I don't know why we're having so many internet problems. I apologize, everybody. But would anybody like to know before this internet thing maybe crashes? I'm not sure. So who would like to know how she lost 21.2 pounds, 38.75 inches in 30 days, and she's kept it off for 8 or 9 years? You might want to know, to put it in perspective, here's a compilation across all the diets, a meta-analysis done by the top weight loss researchers. Here's what they found. In 12 months, the average weight loss on all diets was from 13 to 18 pounds in a year. So let's be generous. Let's say you could lose 1.5 pounds a month. She lost 21 pounds in a month. Are you interested? Are you curious? Again, I'd love for any of you to ask me a question and tell me, do you want to know how they did it? Because it's not a diet. It's like nothing you've ever done before. You're all struggling, to lose a half. Well, I mean, here's the point. The research says that over 12 months, if the weight loss was 12 to 8, what did they say, 12 or 11? It was, let's see, the long term, 11 to 18 pounds in a year. So let's go with 18 pounds. That means per week, if it's 18 pounds, that's a year, 1.5 pounds per month. So 16 and 8 is 24. That means you're losing 6 ounces a week. Did you hear that, everybody? On a traditional diet, the best you're doing, according to the medical research, is about 6 ounces a week. So if you've got 20, 30 pounds to lose, do you see the futile? I mean, you're all so brave to go on these stupid diets and torture yourself. No, Jakes, actually you're completely wrong. On a diet, it would be very unhealthy to lose more than 1 kilogram a week on a diet. The difference here is, and you need to understand this, the reason that the medical people say that is because on diets, 25 to 40% of everything you're losing is your lean muscle mass, which slows down your metabolism. That's why you gain all the weight back. But more importantly, it also interferes with your own immune system. So it makes your immune system less effective. On this, they measured, she lost no water weight, and instead of losing any lean muscle, she increased her lean muscle 6 to 9% despite not being able to exercise. I get that question a lot, but not on this. And Jakes, you got to understand, no one's ever seen these kind of results before. No one in history. But look at that, everyone. Again, let me read it for some of the new people. Why traditional diets are pitiful, unhealthy failure. This is from top weight loss researchers. And they wrote, traditional diets deliver shockingly pitiful weight loss. After 12 months, the weight loss across all diets was 12 to 18 pounds. They listed some of the major diets. Mediterranean, which by the way has been voted the #1 diet in the world 8 years in a row by U.S. News and World Report. The #1 diet, they lost 9 to 15 pounds in a year. Low-fat diets, 11 to 15 pounds in a year. Time-restricted eating, this nonsense, 11 to 18 pounds in a year. The Atkins zone, low-carb diets, 13 to 18 pounds. High protein was the most, 15 to 22 pounds in a year. So I was off a little bit on that one. But 25 to 40% of the weight lost on any diet was lean muscle mass. You're doomed to failure. Because when you lose lean muscle, your brain will slow down your metabolism. I don't care what you think. There's no like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym and work out and speed up my metabolism. No, you're not. Absolutely. You're going to make it worse. That's why diet and exercise has never been proven as a long-term strategy to lose weight. Absolutely not. Never, ever proven. And no diet, you've got to understand that 2/3 of everybody in all these diets, according to this new research, they're gaining more weight than they lost. And in 4 years, 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese. Does that sound to any of you people like this works? Yes, it's terrific with PCOS. Terrific with PCOS. Absolutely. It's a health system. It's not a diet. The weight loss is a throw-in. When I explained to all of you what they did, which I'm going to do right now because I know people are impatient, just get on with it, tell us what it is. Okay, first of all, it was developed over 100 studies over 40 years. 40, not 4, 40, thousands of people. And what the research concluded that every diet out there, everybody lost weight initially, but 2/3 of everybody over 40 years gained more weight than they lost. And the reason for that was pretty simple. The whole idea of calories in, calories out is completely antiquated, just completely, it's total nonsense. Let's see if, what did they say about it? They said that long-term diets just fail. 2/3 of you will gain more weight than you lost. And Harvard Medical School, on and on and on. The studies say that traditional diets, counting calories, are dead. So what the researchers said, they said the only thing you're alive because of three things: air, water, not calories, nutrition. So the key was, they said, all the diets they did before were some kind of calories in, calories out, energy reduction. They never worked. However, when they looked at the long-term effects, no one could keep the weight off. It didn't matter, even if they lost 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 pounds. So they said the problem was, we need to figure out a way. We're going to go find foods, the researchers. The only criteria was really high levels of nutrition. Does everybody get this? Because that's the only thing your body cares about is nutrition. It doesn't count calories. It doesn't know what calories are. Why you're counting calories is totally bizarre, okay? So what they did, they put a grocery list together. You'd get a grocery list. You'd take it to your grocery store. But only 25 to 30% of what you bought last month, you'd buy this month, because the researchers, instead of giving you calorie amounts, they give you serving sizes, okay? And what were the foods that they picked for you? The food group: proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables, right? But no calorie counting, only serving amounts, 30%. Now the other 70% that you would buy from the food, from the money you have left, is from these other researchers. You don't buy from us. You don't buy from the researchers who put this together. These other researchers had gone around the world for 20 years to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition, but smaller quantities of food. Then they created a new way of eating where 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started with these exotic foods from around the world, lunch from the grocery store, dinner from the grocery store, and a 4th meal after dinner from these exotic foods from around the world. That's called protein pacing. They actually ended up, the U.S. Patent Office gave them a registered trademark of this new way of eating, the researchers I'm talking about. And then 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world. But this time she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half for 2 hours. Now, if you're a diabetic, don't panic. No one had insulin spikes. I want to tell you the next part. This was the most extensive medical research ever done on diet, nutrition, and health in history. They did massive medical evaluations. They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis. They measured inflammation for the first time in history. This proved it came down 25% in 30 days. And in case you didn't know, inflammation is the underlying cause of every disease out there on the planet. But here was the big thing. Through the blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, what they proved, this is detoxing the body. This is helping the body remove herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon. That, in case you didn't know it, you're drinking, breathing, eating chemicals. Your body's taking the chemical to protect you and stuffing it inside your fat cells, specific fat cells around your organs called your visceral fat. And those fat cells expand. Don't let anybody tell you you're burning fat. That's a total lie. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, you die with a certain number of fat cells, and they can expand or contract over your lifetime. The only way you get rid of fat is either liposuction or through surgery, okay? Now, what else did they find? They found that hunger on this came down 40%. There were people who weighed 500 pounds. They weren't hungry. If I can teach you anything, hunger doesn't come from lack of calories. Hunger can only come from lack of nutrition. It's the only thing your brain calculates. It doesn't know what a calorie is. You're all counting calories. Why? Does anyone even know the definition of a calorie? Can anybody put it in the medical chat? What's a calorie? What else did they find? Aha. They found blood sugar, blood pressure, cholesterol, triglycerides all came down dramatically in a month. And people have been able to keep the weight off for 8 or 9 years. Maintenance is so simple. This morning, I had the world's most perfect meal from these nutrients from around the world. I'm having lunch here in about an hour, and then I'll have dinner tonight. And then every couple months, I'll do another 48 hours of the eating 8 times a day. To do what? To detox my body. The main reason to do this is to detox. The main reason to do this is not to lose weight. That's your bonus. That's a throw-in. We don't even consider it. Wait till you see this. Look at these people. Look at this. Julie, 35 pounds in 37 days with no exercise. She lost no water weight, and they measured. They did medically. She gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass and was not allowed to exercise. Nobody in these pictures I'm showing you so far were exercising, right? And then April, 60 pounds in 3 months. 60. Look at her face, look at her arms, look at her body. Where's all the loose skin, everybody? No. And then this gentleman, 65 years old, 40 pounds and 52 inches in 30 days. But look at his A1, look at his blood work. That's the point. His A1C went from 8.4 to 6.4 triglycerides, 242 to 124 in 30 days. 30 days, not 30 weeks. And then look at Andy, 45 pounds and 60 inches in 30 days. Again, look at his A1C from 7.9 to 6.2. Hopefully someone's joining us here, we'll see. Also, let's take a look here at Mary. Look at this, everybody, 200 pounds in a year, and she's been able to keep it off. So anyway, we have a guest, Dan Mays. Go ahead. Welcome, my friend. What did you want to contribute?
Peter,
Go ahead.
how are you?
I'm wonderful.
Good. No, I just wanted to, come on and support you. I'm on a lot of your lives, as you know, and I've done the protocol. Is there an echo? I hear myself.
No, there's no echo on our end.
Oh, good. Okay, so I'll be obnoxious to me.
Be obnoxious to yourself, everybody.
But anyway,
Go
Peter,
ahead.
I just, I guess I want to just come on here and endorse your message. It's so powerful. I think it's the most powerful message on social media. And I spend a lot of time on social media, both creating and listening and watching and learning. And it's amazing to me that you don't have, 1,000, 2,000 people on this call. I mean, the world's suffering and, the obesity rates are off the charts. I don't need to go into all that.
There
You
you
do a
go,
good
everybody.
job
I
of
blew his
that.
picture up so you could, Dan, you're in full screen now. They can see
Oh,
you better.
oh boy, that's a handsome dude. Hey, everybody. But yeah, Peter, like your message is so powerful and, just changing lives one person at a time. No dieting, no starving yourself, detoxing the body, getting rid of all those contaminants, uh, toxins. It just gives your body the ability to function at peak performance.
Well, Dan,
And
let
you put a
everybody
lot of
know you
fuel in the
do.
body. It's
You're one of
amazing.
the Dan. You're one of the volunteer coaches. Let people know what have you seen, basically miracles in terms of. So share it with everybody just so they know. And Dan, you get it. I've talked about it enough. Diets, traditional diets are done. They're finished, dead and buried.
Yeah,
From Harvard Medical School,
right.
stop counting calories. And did you listen to this new analysis that I did, Dan, here on across all the diets? Mediterranean, low fat, no time restricted, low carb, high protein. I mean, it was 11 to a maximum 22 pounds, but in a year. And these people are losing, like Kristen here, she lost, 21 pounds in a month. People think, oh my God, it's unhealthy to lose that much weight fast. But what have you seen with, you're physically coaching people because this changed your whole life, right? You volunteer your time to
Oh,
coach people for free. Am I right?
and actually, over 20 years.
You froze, Dan. Are we,
The other people that were players of the original protocol. But, my ex-wife and I got on the product over 20 years ago. She's a medical doctor, very renowned gastrointestinal doctor. And we started, putting people on the protocol because of our success. And as a doctor, she was blown away at what we saw and heard every single day, so much that she retired from medicine. She walked away from a practice that was earning her a small fortune and focused exclusively on putting people on this nutritional protocol, not for weight loss. That, like you say, it's a throw in. She started putting her patients on it, family members, friends, and just watching all these miraculous things come to life. Now, fast forward 20 years, the scientific evidence exists. And so I'm even more confident today and more excited about sharing with people. But every day I consult with people from my beautiful office here in South America, Medellin, Colombia. I mean, I just had a photo, Jen, saw your live on TikTok, signed up for a coaching call. I did the call. A month later, her whole world has changed. I mean, it's just so beautiful to watch. And not just the weight loss, but the inches, the emotional impact it's had on her, the hope it's given her. I mean, I call this the hope solution because it gives people hope with their life. And I know for me, I went through a bout of the big sea monster. I won't say what that is because I'll get in trouble, get you in trouble. But let's just say I had this thing in my throat about the size of a lime about 7 years ago, and they told me I had as little as 5 months. And the first thing I did was, well, I decided I'm going to fight it. I'm not going to do those emergency treatments that they're trying to force me into, and not making any claims here, Peter. Absolutely not. But I did a 9 step holistic approach. Within 9 months, no sign of the big C. And, it really gave me a new level of hope and inspiration. It set the foundation for my healing journey. It wasn't the only thing I did. I'm not sure how I survived, when they gave me 5 months, as little as 5 months. But I'm here living my dream, sharing my story, now working with you and your people to coach them because it's an obligation that I feel I have. And we see these miracles daily, and now we have the evidence showing why. And it's just a whole different world. So
Well,
I
would you
just want to
say,
come on and
based on
say
how,
hi, Peter.
well, yeah, so before you go, I just want to verify. So everybody, he's an actual coach working with people. He's volunteer, had, they haven't all had life-changing experiences like his, but weight loss, energy, whatever it was. And what I'm saying, Dan, is I've been telling people over and over again that the average weight loss on this is a minimum of 5 pounds a week. Pretty much, would you say that's across the board or more from what you've seen working with real people?
Oh God,
A week,
even more,
even
Peter.
more.
And yeah, and the amazing thing is, like, 16 pounds is what it showed
In a month.
in the scientific studies in 30 days, but no fat loss. As you know, they
Right,
measured that.
right,
I mean, no lean muscle
right,
loss. I'm
right.
sorry. In fact, it's hard to say that you're losing lean muscle when you gain it.
6 to
And the
9%,
average
yeah,
person in 60 days was gaining 6% up to 9% of lean muscle,
right.
no loss of water. All this was measured. So this is not a diet. I guess that was the message I just want to jump on is, diets work, all of them work short term.
Right.
Long term, effective, healthy, this is the only protocol that I've seen in 30 years now of the wellness industry that works every time for everybody and is really, deserves, you know, more people to know. So we're going to keep sharing one person, 3 people, 5 people, 100 people at a time. I applaud you, Peter, that you work tirelessly day and night to get this message out there. And if you ever want me to come on and share my story, I'd be happy to do that. But this protocol changed my life and the life of thousands of people that I've been, exposed to over these years where I've been sharing my story with people. So again,
Well,
thank you for being an advocate
why
of
don't you
health
give
and
them
wellness.
your incredible website about your journey? They can learn about your story, etc. It's not a commercial. I mean, just tell
Okay.
them about your site. I think it's really important. At least they have that as another alternative that they can go and take a look at.
Well, I'll say a couple things real quick, Peter. When I was sitting in my car, I stayed in shock on July 20th, that I may not be around for Christmas. And my life flashed before my eyes. I called Peter from my car. Peter and I are friends from way back. And I said, brother, I need you. I need your advice. I can't even think straight. And I want to detox because I'm going to fight it. And I want to get my body ready for this battle. And and I did that. And here I am. So 24 hours after the diagnosis, the prognosis, I did a video on my iPhone. It's 3 minutes long. It's on howdandidit.com. My whole story's on there. But in that video, I said, I have it, but I own it. It doesn't own me. I'm going to kick its ass. Those are my words. And then I'm going to tell the world how I did it. So if you want to know more about my story, which is foundationally built upon this protocol, go to howdandidit.com. Here to help or to focus. We all work together. So I'm not trying to steal anything from Peter in terms of accolades or or thank yous. We just we want to change the world. We want to make a difference.
Well, and I want to clarify, Don, just for Dan, for all of you, that we're not treating, curing, diagnosing, preventing any medical disease. What he's talking about is his own medical story, so we don't want you to draw any conclusions from that. But go to his site. It'll bring some Kleenex with you, because it's an unbelievable story of courage and hope. And it motivated him that he wanted to help as many people as he could. Not everybody, obviously, with those kind of dramatic things that he was facing. But that there is a real live coach right there, coaching from his heart because of what happened to him. We're trying to help as many people as we can, and the coaching is 100% free. Dan, I've been talking about, I mean, unfortunately, I get too emotional when I see people coming on and, they're making all these claims about, I'll pick on the one in particular, this time-restricted eating where you don't eat for 16 hours, eat for 8, and supposedly you can lose 20 pounds in a month and most of it's fat. Well, when you go and look at the actual evidence, they're losing about three tenths of a pound in a week. There's no evidence that you keep it off, and they're charging you for coaching. They're charging you like $40 a month. You got to buy recipes. They're spending $500 a year for recipes. Then you don't even have any food. And I mean, really, I read to you that the results in a year, were what did they say for time-restricted eating in a year? The weight loss was 12 to 18 pounds in a year, and we're having people lose 12. We're having people losing 5, 10 pounds a week. It's just not even close. And we give free coaching, and also the food, 70% of the food, I've said it before to all of you on here, that you buy from, you don't buy anything from us, you don't buy anything from Dan, we're coaches, okay? But those 70% of what you would spend, what you spent last month, foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, they'll give you 100% money back guarantee in the first 30 days. What? Yeah. Try and do that with these other programs. So Dan, I'm just very appreciative that you did come on, shared your story, and keep up the great work you're doing with so many people out there and making such a difference in the world.
Thank you, Peter. I mean, no one in the world has what you have, what we have in our hands, and I'll stop at nothing to continue to share, pay it forward, because
Sorry, Dan, you keep freezing.
working overall health.
Yep.
Okay, Peter. Well, I'm gonna check out.
All right. Thanks a lot, Dan. All right. So for the rest of you, let's come back on to
Keep up the good work.
I will. Okay. All right, everybody. So that was a real live coach. An amazing story how Dan did it. I would encourage any of you to go there. We're not curing, treating, diagnosing, or preventing any medical disease. Don't hear that. That was his personal story. It's his story, not mine. We're not making any claims. We don't need to do that. We're sticking to what they saw in the medical studies. But obviously, when XTP does this work for PCOS, you heard his story. What do you think? But anyway, for the rest of you, let's talk about reality. The average on this, the average is 5 pounds a week, and up to more than Curtis lost 10 pounds a week. Andy lost 11 pounds a week. I could go on and on. Ken, 34 pounds in 29 days. That's more than a pound a day, but 34 pounds in 29 days. This is real. And what we're talking about and what makes this so different and unique, it's the protocol, which is called R2M, Race to Maintenance, is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So we're not making any claims, it's real. The medical results are there. So when I showed you a before and after, the background behind it is in the medical studies. I mean, I showed you this one lady, 200 pounds in a year, no loose skin, she's had no surgery of any kind, and she's kept it off. And then my friend Janet, 100 pounds in a year, she's kept it off for 12 years. 12 years. Try and do that even with gastric bypass or any of these things. Look, 2/3 of you are going to weigh more than what you did when you started. That's not my opinion. That's from even Medicare, right here. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our researchers at Medicare reviewed long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment for obesity. The study showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. I've got so much medical proof over here basically telling you that traditional diets are finished, they're over, they're done. I mean, even Harvard Medical School, stop counting calories. It's Harvard Medical School. The idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not only antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. Drop the calories notion, Stanford said. It's time to concentrate what's in our food, not how much food we're consuming. It's exactly what these researchers did. But the reason I like this, she only had 30 pounds to lose. She lost 21 pounds in a month, everybody. In a month, they're talking about in all these studies, when you look at the results, it's silly. I mean, Mediterranean diet, voted the #1 diet 8 years in a row by U.S. News & World Report. The weight loss in 12 months, 9 to 15 pounds. Low-fat diets, 11 to 15 pounds in a year. Time-restricted eating, what a bunch of nonsense, 11 to 18 pounds. In a year, they're claiming you can lose 20 pounds in a month. Really? Are these medical researchers wrong? Or you believe in somebody giving you an opinion? They're giving you opinions. They don't have any facts. Because I went, and when we researched the study on this time-restricted eating stuff, the weight loss was 0.3 to a half a pound a week. I'm sorry. It was a month. Sorry, it was a month. I mean, what? She lost 21 pounds in a month. They already said it would take you more than a year to lose that much weight on any diet you want to be on. And this is the only thing with medical proof. My God, they did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis. They looked at inflammation. It came down 25% in a month. Hunger came down 40%. The need for insulin dropped 41% in a month. The diabetics had to cut their meds. They didn't, but their doctors did. Cut their meds by 50% in 30 days. What do you think about all this, everybody? No one's even commenting. Are you in shock? Do you think it's fake? Do you think we're lying to you? If you do, you're on the wrong podcast. We're doing at least 4 of these a day. I don't care if there's 1 person or 500. I have some posts on my TikTok, which is at the New Health Conversation. One of them on protein alone, it's got over 117,000 views. So somebody's paying attention to what I'm saying. Look, all I'm asking you to do is give yourself the ability to see the medical proof. You see right above our head, visit the New Health Conversation. That's a free medical website. Any of you can go to see the medical proof behind this. Why are none of you asking any questions? Why are none of you commenting about this? I don't know. I mean, this is open, it's live, it's not pre-recorded. I'm a nutritional researcher for 23 years. I don't tell you that to impress you. I've written 4 best-selling books, 20 shows on public broadcasting, 1,500 live lectures around the world in towns and universities and school and hospitals, etc. But for 22 of my 23 years in the medical world, you know what that meant in the medical world? 0. Why? Because there were no peer-reviewed human trial studies. You're all following these people that don't have 1 shred of medical evidence. Please, someone put it in the chat. Tell me someone you're following that has a peer-reviewed medical study. Who would it be? Who would it be? Because the ones that come on and told me about their study, then I go and look at it, it's a scientific paper generated. It's not a peer-reviewed human trial study. And the MD turned out to be a PhD. That's fine. PhD, but don't imply you're an MD when you're not. And I tell you all the time, I'm not the expert, but I became an expert on the experts. I'm a nutritional researcher. That's what I've done for 23 years. I've worked with some of the top medical people, oncologists, molecular biologists, geneticists, nutraceutical chemists, and nutraceutical research in the whole world. In the whole world. We're all on a quest to educate you. Our main, invite the real Nana. Okay, now, but let yourself in, real Nana. If you're going to do this, let yourself in. As they come on, she declined. They asked to come on and then they declined. It's crazy. I know it worked because we just had a guest here just a couple minutes ago. So again, hold on. All right, so would anybody like to ask me a question? We're almost at an hour, and it's now almost, 3 o'clock on the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time. That's okay. I'm still going to do at least a couple more of these today, but it's just my voice. Sometimes I need to rest my voice. So Diana Baker or any of you, who would like to ask me a question about well, here's the bottom line. If this is real and it's not fake, are you curious as how you could effectively you can lose weight in 4 days that would take you 4 to 6 weeks on any diet? That's a good way to think about it. You can lose as much weight in a month as a year on any diet, actually more. The average weight loss on any diet in a year, except this is not a diet, I have the numbers here, is in 12 months between 13 and 18 pounds across every kind of diet. Not my research. These are other research. You're kidding yourselves. You're in this fantasy land thinking that these diets are going to work long term. And they're really nice people. I see medical doctors and chiropractors and dietitians and nutritionists and fitness people and health coaches and weight loss coaches. I was just on TikTok and this nice young woman comes on, an AI app to, calculate your calories. Lady, forget it. Your human body has no idea. I don't care that AI can count your calories. Your body doesn't care about a damn calorie. Your body only runs on one principle. You know what it is? Nutrition. And that's what these researchers did. I know it sounds too simple. So let's talk about how are they doing this. The people who invented this are they wrote it. The top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the entire world, in the whole world. And what did they do? They figured out after 100 studies, over 40 years, thousands of people, no diet ever worked long term. Worse, 2/3 of you will gain more weight than you lost on any of these crazy diets that you're on. The reason is the diet itself is nuts, crazy. It can't work. Does anyone even know what the definition of a calorie is? I mean, the medical definition. Medical definition. I didn't 25 years ago. If you know, put it in the chat, but I'm going to keep going. So the research is this protocol, no calorie counting. Waste of time. Waste of time. So what they did instead, they said, because we know you're alive because of three things: air, water, and nutrition, not calories. So the focus here was, can they go find foods? These are the researchers now. Go find foods where if we gave you less food, those foods still would represent more nutrition than any other food you've ever ingested. And that's what they did. They put a grocery store list together. You literally would take it to the grocery store. So about 25%, 30% of what you spent last month, you'd only spend this month at the grocery store. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. You get a list, but not calorie counts, serving sizes. You got it so far? Now don't panic. This is based on nutrition. You won't be hungry. You've never been hungry for calories. It's not about portion size. Because you didn't take into account, if you did portion size, how much nutrition were you giving your body to not trigger in your brain the starvation mode? See, when your brain thinks there's not enough nutrition, you know what it does? It immediately shuts down the access to the fuel in your fat cell. And where does it get the fuel? From your muscles. Slowing down your metabolism and slowing down your own immune system. You're literally making yourself unhealthy by any of these damn diets, by counting calories. It's that simple. Now, what about the other 70% of what you'd spend or buy? You can't buy it at your grocery store. It came from other researchers who for 20 years had gone to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition that you can't buy at your grocery store. Don't give me this, I'm eating clean, I'm doing organic food. Food in North America is all but nutritionally bankrupt. They did a study on spinach, a bowl of spinach in 1957 to 2020 to equal the same nutrition of one bowl of spinach from the iron levels in spinach, to be specific. You'd have to eat 20 bowls of spinach today. Do you wonder why you're hungry all the time? So whether it's cauliflower or Brussels sprouts or green beans, the nutritional value, I've got a big report right here. It says, over the last 25 years, scientific studies indicate that the nutritional foods, that the value of foods, particularly fruits, vegetables, and grains, has declined by as much as 50%. 50% less nutrition. Hello. And that's why they went around the world. They did, other people did, to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, to find these foods with huge amounts of nutrition. So now, based on this, they couldn't do this. They tried doing it with regular food. They tried this same protocol because they invented a new way of eating called protein pacing, which had nothing to do with what the food you were going to eat. It had to do with when you were going to eat. And so what they did on this, and what you would do if you did it, breakfast every morning of these exotic foods around the world, from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. That's your breakfast. Lunch from the grocery store, dinner from the grocery store, and a fourth meal after dinner, these exotic foods around the world. So 5 days a week, you're having 4 meals a day. Heck, the researchers got a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office for this protocol. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world, but this time you're going to eat 8 times a day. You're eating basically every hour and a half for 2 hours. Did you hear me? Every hour and a half to 2 hours. The diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes. People weighed 500 pounds. They were not hungry. Now, let's come to the other part that should really intrigue you. This was the most comprehensive medical analysis ever done on any diet, nutrition, or health plan. The researchers did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis. They did muscle, they did body composition, they did brain function, they looked at blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, enzymes, liver enzymes, etc. And what did they find? First of all, it'll shock you, it's not a diet. That's the first thing they knew. It was a detox. Through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, they proved that this was assisting your body in removing the chemicals that every one of you, including me, are storing inside of our fat cells, specifically our visceral fat, which is around our organs. You can believe I'm not making this up. I'm not. So the key to this was detox. The second thing that they proved, this lowered inflammation by 25% in a month. No diet has ever touched this. Inflammation is the underlying cause of every disease out there, according to the medical world, and we're not treating, diagnosing, preventing, treating, or diagnosing any medical conditions. We're just, okay? The third thing they found, hunger came down 40%. The need for insulin among the diabetics dropped by 41% in a month. And the other thing is the sustainability. The picture you're looking at there, she kept it off. She's kept it off now for 8 years. But the other thing, when they measured water, she lost no water weight. So the 21 pounds, none of it was water. And instead of losing any lean muscle, she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. No one's ever seen results like this. The main reason to do this, number one reason is to detox. Number two is to lower inflammation in your body. Number three is to lower your hunger, increase your nutrition in your body, and then be able to keep it. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. 23 years ago. Does this make sense to everybody? I'd love for someone to put a comment. I feel like I'm just talking to myself in a vacuum. I know some of you are out there for sure, and we got 1,000 likes. So let's get some more taps on that screen. And then look at this, everybody. So Kristen, and the reason I like her picture is she only needed to lose 30 pounds in a month, and she lost, you can see it there, she lost 70% of what you wanted to lose in a month. But then look at Julie, everybody. How about 35 pounds in 37 days? No exercise, keep in mind. No exercise at all. And then April, 60 pounds or 30 kilos in 3 months. 60 pounds and 30 kilos in 3 months. And she's kept it off for 8 or 9 years. And then we go to a 65-year-old man, 20 kilos, 40 pounds in a month. But look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. Triglycerides 242 to 124. And then a younger man, Andy, 45 pounds, 60 inches in 30 days. 30 days, everybody. They're talking about these diets. I have got the numbers right here that the average traditional diets deliver shockingly pitiful weight loss. The researchers looked after 12 months, the average weight loss across all diets, from least amount to most amount of weight loss in a year, 13 pounds to 18 pounds in a year. He lost 45 pounds in a month. Do you get it all? Now, maybe you think we're photoshopping or we're lying to you. If so, you're on the wrong podcast. Only thing we're presenting to, and we got the, listen, this is all published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world, and you can go for free to the website right above our head. Visit the New Health Conversation. Guess what's there? Only the medical proof. We won't even, if you go there, we won't even contact you. But if you go there and you like what you see, notice free coaching. You're not getting charged $40 a month, and then you're spending $500 for recipes. And then you're still going to buy the food, for crying out loud, and it doesn't work. This time-restricted eating, the weight loss was 11 to 18 pounds in a year. In a year. Again, stinks. Stinks. This is going to change the world. Farah, yeah, Knighton. And I know I'm excited for all of you. You should be excited for yourselves. Let me show you the website so you don't think I'm lying. Look at the New Health Conversation. Type it in Google. And wait till you see what you're going to see. Well, first it'll take you to the link. See the New Health Conversation in Google. There's the website, everybody. There's nothing to buy on that website. The only thing there is the medical proof, including number one, an exclusive podcast with the number one weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. That's not me. There's nothing on that site to buy. Look at number three, the actual medical studies. They're right there. You can go and see them. Is anybody else on social media showing any medical proof at all? No. I mean, look at this, everybody. Mary, 200 pounds in a year, and she's kept it off. Where's the loose skin, everybody? Where's the loose skin? Look at that, Farah, or Niji, or Farah, or any of you. I'm a diabetic. Oh, my, Farah, look at that. A diabetic. Look at Curtis. You tell me his A1C went from 8.4 to 6.4 in 30 days. He lost 40 pounds in a month. Tell me, Farah, what do you comment? What about that? And even Andy, look at him, a younger guy, his A1C from 7.9 to 6.2 in 30 days. Look at his bad cholesterol, 120 to 59. Farah, there's nothing on the planet like this. My God, if you're, this, by the way, Farrah, this protocol was invented 25 years ago by a diabetic chemist. Yes, we've had tens of thousands of diabetics, type 1s and type 2s. At a minimum, I don't know if are you type 1 or type 2? Because the main thing there is with type 2, a lot of times, well, I can tell you right here that the need for insulin for him came down 41% in a month. They had to cut his meds by 50% in a month. 50%, Farrah, in a month. How much would that excite you? All of you, go to, look, do you all see right there, visit the New Health Conversation? Do you see that? So Nige, do you see that? When you go there, well, I'm going to show it to you again. So go to Google, Nige, type in the New Health Conversation. It'll take you to the link on Google. There it is. Click on the New Health Conversation. It's going to take you to the website, and we will not contact you if you go there. Only thing, there's a medical proof. But if you like what you see, scroll down, free coaching. All of you. Guess how much the coaching is? It's free. Guess how much the consultation is? It's free. We all got coached. You can't, and you're going to get everything that you need. It's free. Everything's free. The only thing you're buying 30% of whatever you spent last month at your grocery store. The other 70%, you don't buy anything from us or the coaches. We don't have anything to sell. There's no products. It's food and a new way of eating that we show you and teach you. As a matter of fact, you even get what the researchers created for all of you. It's called the Blueprint for Success, which these are the yellows are daily videos from the researchers explaining to you why this works, how it works. They don't have any products to sell. So why would they do this? Because they spent 40 years of their life trying to crack the code on obesity, and now they're credited with doing it. They're scientists. Their accolades come from their success. They spent 40 years. They did 100 studies, thousands of people. No diet ever worked until now. And this is not even a diet. So does that make sense to all of you? Does that make perfect sense to Nige or to Farrah, etc.? So do you understand, Farrah? You can go right there, the New Health Conversation. I want all of you to understand the New Health Conversation. You all can go there. Wow, we got 2,100 likes. Let's get some more taps on that screen if you like the content. But I'd love for anybody, Diane Baker or Joanna, I'd love for anybody to just, you can ask me a question. I'm here, this is live. And if you don't want to ask me a question, or you're shy, or you don't like me, it doesn't matter. The science doesn't care. All of these diets, these time exposing, hold on. Well, again, go look at the medical proof and then talk to a coach, and the coaching is 100% free. So you got nothing to lose. That's not a pun. You can lose the weight I don't even know if you want to lose weight. Listen, we have kids as young as 2 doing this. We have a lady 91 years old. We have people with no thyroids. We have people with hypothyroidism, with goiter, with all kinds of challenges, gut issues. One of the studies that was published actually in Nature Communications, arguably one of the top medical journals in the world, it was totally on the gut. It had nothing to do with the weight loss. They analyzed the gut. The title was Gut Microbiome Remodeling and Metabolic Profile Improves Massively in Response to Protein Pacing and Intermittent Nutritional Fasting. This is a health program. This is a health system. The weight loss is almost like, for us, it's a joke. It's not for you, I know. We know that's going to happen. The thing that separates this for all of you from everybody else is the medical proof published in the biggest medical journals in the world. That's what should excite all of you. Can we get some more taps? Who else would like to ask me a question? So who would like to ask me a question? Anybody? Yeah, the weight just sits there. Not on this, it won't. No way. I mean, look at this one. Well, again, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. I'm saying Nige. Maybe that's wrong, and I apologize in advance. But how tall are you and how much do you weigh, if you don't mind sharing with me? And I'll tell you how quickly you're going to lose it on this. I don't care what darn diet you were on before that's not working. This is not a diet. This is a detox. It has nothing to do with any diet you've ever done before. I don't care if you've had gastric bypass or sleeve, or people are swallowing a balloon to expand all this crazy stuff they're doing to lose weight. Oh, and now we have the shots. While you're giving me that, I'm 5'2", 50. Okay, so you're 100, let's see, you're almost 120 pounds. And Saima, you're saying to me, That's okay, no worries. 5'7", 235. Okay. So both Simon, well, Nige, let me just tell you this. In the first 4 days, Nige, with that kind of weight, you're going to lose 8 to 10 pounds in 4 days. Tell me how excited that would make you. Simon, in your case, you will probably lose in the first 4 days 2 to 3 kilos just in the first 3 days. That total weight that you want to lose, Simon, I'm assuming 5'2" is 56. You don't have that much to lose. I would say easily you could lose all the weight you need to lose in probably 30 days. Now, in your case, Nige, so 235, where do you think you should be? I know that's crazy, but it's true. It's absolutely true. We see it all the time. Well, look. Look at Julie, 35 pounds and 37 inches. And then look at this one. See, she needs to lose, you need to, don't get mad at me, but I'd like to see about 140. So 140 is going to be about 95 pounds, right? But look at her. She lost 60 pounds in 3 months. 60. 170. Nige, actually a little bit less than that, believe it or not. I'm going to say 140 from a medical perspective. Just go with me on this, right? But I would say this, Nige, in the first month, you're going to lose at least 25 or 30 pounds in the first month. So let's say it's 90 pounds. I'm going to tell you right now, by Christmas, you'll be 140. Unless something is unusual. That's just normal. And that's without exercising. If you tell me how excited that would make you, Nige. So what a Christmas present for yourself, right? I know all of you think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. We've got it. Look at, this guy, 65 years old, 40 pounds in a month, everybody. He's 65 years old. Come on. And then Ken, he lost, look at that, 34 pounds in 29 days. When I'm showing you Kristen, this is the low end of what we see, 5 pounds a week. That's the least amount people are losing. I'd love anybody to comment. Tell me what you all think about. Super excited, Nige says, right. You know what the most expensive part of this is, Nige and Farah and everybody else and Saima watching this? It's the new wardrobe you're going to have to buy. Your clothes, most women on this, listen to this. You lose a whole dress size in the first 7 days without any exercise. And not that you can't exercise, because you can. So, again, you're all just one click away. Go to the New Health Conversation. Look at the medical proof. If you like what you see, scroll down. Free coaching, everybody. Free coaching. You buy nothing from the coaches. There are no products to buy. You're going to buy food, 30% from the grocery store, 70% from these exotic foods around the world, and then you're going to learn a whole new way of eating called protein pacing, where 5 days a week you're going to have 4 meals a day, starting with these exotic foods around the world that you can't buy at your grocery store. Lunch from the grocery, dinner from the grocery store, and a 4th meal after dinner. 5 days a week, 4 meals a day. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world, but this time you're going to eat 8 times a day. You're going to eat every hour and a half to 2 hours. We have people who weigh 500 pounds on this. They're not hungry because you're all counting calories. You know who doesn't count calories? Your body. Your body doesn't give a damn about a calorie. Doesn't know what a calorie is. Doesn't count calories. Why are you counting calories? I'd love for anybody to tell me. Put it in the chat. Great, Nige. Now, make sure, Nige, when you go there, you have to scroll down to get a coach. We will not. So if you go there, we are not going to contact any of you if you go there. Does that make sense? Hi, Kristen, with all the hearts. Thank you. Harry's Place. Hello, everybody. So who else would like to ask me a question? I don't bite. I'm a really nice person. Listen, I'm a scientist. I've been a nutritional researcher for 23 years. And I'm not trying to impress you, but I'm not just some guy, okay? Now, let me tell you the rest of it. First of all, to give some more credibility, this is the #1 women's magazine in the world. This is the June 9th issue this year, so 2 months ago, right? The 2 women on the cover, there's a daughter and mom. The daughter's 57 years old, a nurse. She lost 50 pounds in 3 months. The mom lost 104 pounds in a year. They both kept it up for 3 years. I coached both of them. Now, why I'm telling you this, Women's World is the #1 women's magazine in the world. You can't advertise to get on the cover. So this is more credibility that this is for real. Look what they're calling it, over 50 protein miracle. And I don't know if you can read back by 10 studies, powerful new eating pattern can take off weight faster than anything else you've tried. That's the magazine telling you that. They did their research. They saw the medical proof. Now let's talk about the shots, which we're not against. They're helping diabetics and they're helping people morbidly obese. But let's look at, now you all can look this up. That's the thing, all of what I'm talking about. It's all in the internet. Go look it up yourselves. We just did the heavy lifting for you, so you don't have to. But the New England Journal of Medicine 68-week study, a year and 4 months, on semaglutide. The weight loss after 68 weeks was 32 pounds, and 40% of what people lost was lean muscle mass. And then they went on to say, this is clinically relevant reductions in body weight. Wait a minute, she lost 21 pounds in a month. Which one would you choose? Do you understand the shot's just a low-calorie diet? That's all it is. And do you also know that every person coming off the shots, for whatever, maybe they can't afford it, whatever, they're gaining a half a pound a day. They're gaining all the weight back. If you want to see something sad about diets, go look on Netflix, the documentary, The Biggest Loser. It just came out a couple weeks ago. It'll horrify you. Those poor people were on 600 or 800 calories a day. They worked them on 6 hours. There were people that had to be flown to hospitals. They were in such bad shape. And they've all gained all their weight back. They've gained it all back. What the hell did they do it in the first place? And they've wrecked their metabolism. You'll hear the stories. Go look at it yourselves. That's what you're all doing to yourself on these diets. There's no diet that works long term. None. Zero. Yes, it's available in the Netherlands. Absolutely all over the EU. Yes, Farah. No problem. No problem whatsoever. It's not available everywhere in the world. It's not available in Africa. It's not available in South America. It's not available in the Caribbean. It's not available in the Far East. It's available in New Zealand, Australia, United States, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, and the EU. So yes, 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 the Netherlands, it's available for you. The only thing is, Farah, when you if you do fill out the information, put in your WhatsApp phone number. If you don't have WhatsApp, you probably do, but you can download it for free. WhatsApp app. But put that in because we have real trouble calling with all your country. But if you do WhatsApp, the coaches can get a hold of you. Remember, they're going to coach you every day for free. So they can FaceTime you, they can email you, they can text you, whatever. The coaching is free for free coaching. Does everybody understand that? Good, Farrah. Well, I'm glad you're excited. So who else would like to ask me a question? I'm really on a roll now. I'm excited. We got 4,000 likes already, 4,200. I will do it, tried all my life diets. Yeah, Farrah, none of them worked. None of them worked. Farrah, did I also tell you, I'm going to tell you that, and also I want to tell you that, Nige, for all of you. When you go to the website and you scroll, if you like what you see, you scroll down to say coach, it'll say 100% money back guarantee. Let me clarify that. 30% of what you're going to spend, whatever you spent last month, you're buying from your grocery store. They're not going to give you 100% of your money. They won't give you any money back. But the researchers that you would get these other exotic foods from, remember, you're buying directly from them. Listen to this, Farrah. They'll give you 100% money back guarantee in the first month if it doesn't work. 100%, no questions asked. They'll even pay return shipping. Because nothing's 100%. But this is not, do you think she wants a refund after 10 kilos in a month or 21 pounds for you Westerners like me? I mean, this is crazy. I get it. All of you, go to the website. It can change your lives. Now we're down to only 3 people. Wow, really? I keep going because if I can make a difference in one person's life, it's worth it. So who else would like to ask me a question? Anybody? All right, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to end because I do need to rest my voice a little. This is my second or third one today. I can't remember. But anyway, to make a long story short, I'll do another one around 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So that in the Netherlands, I'm sure you'll probably be in bed. I think that's going to be 10 or 11 o'clock at night your time, but that's okay. And Nige, I know you went there already. I encourage all of you, go to the website. It's free to go there. It's free coaching. There's a 100% guarantee on 70% of what you buy that you get a 100% refund. Hello, if it doesn't work. So, okay, I'm going to end this now, everybody. Thank you all for being here. And I'll come back on around, like I said, let's say around 3:15 Eastern Standard Time today. Okay, everybody?